This is Justin on Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. It is a new year, but something kind of familiar happened. So we had a gap up, and it's like, okay, well, we've sold off from this exact price before, even really recently. So both these bear candles opened at almost the same dollar amount, like same full dollar amount they did. The open today was 38.53. The open on this day was 38.53. The open on this day was 38.53. The open even on this day was almost 38.53. There's something about this price that we just like selling off from here. But today, instead of these 2 days, we got actually an upper wick, which is similar to what we did back here. If you rewind, there's some other days that actually sold off from about the same price too. So let's jump into the 3-minute. So immediately we got some buying, but it's a retest gap. So don't be buying out the gate unless you get a bear candle. Didn't get the bear candle, ran up, came right back down, got this really nice looking kind of dragonfly doji, long lower tail, and we didn't bounce at all. So that was like the only last little bit of buying. It would have been great if this was a bull candle, because that would have been an amazing setup for the bear tame setup. But I had to wait for these two candles. This one was really nice. This was the first candle that we actually got to close below. More conservative would have been below this one, but this worked better for the trade. So right here, we had gapped up. We were back below the 10. We're looking for a move that we've been sideways for a while, so it could go either direction. In this case, it's actually played out a little more bearish today than bullish. But your setup would be getting into this below here. So that candle would have triggered it. And then your stop probably could go here. That's kind of a crazy stop, but I think that's feasible. And then we can look at the options, but we're going to jump over to SPY for this. I just wanted to show the green lines I've got on here, how we move through those. But let's go look at SPY, because I think it was pretty much the same kind of setup here. Except, yeah, the candle was not the same color. So going off of SPX and SPY, I would say, yeah, still take this setup, because it did it on SPX. So you're getting in bearish there, and your stop is up here. But if we go look at the options, go look at the call. So we're having the same sort of thing here, where we're looking to go basically short on this 380 call. So getting him, going bearish here, but let's go look at a put instead. But it looks the same there. And here we are. This candle is actually flat, this one. So you want to get in above that. So aggressively would be getting in at 0.65. Stop would be down here around 0.2. So maybe 0.15. Getting a little bit lower, that would be let you get 2 of these for $100 risk. And then your target, if you got in at 0.65, your target would be, let's see, 1.15 would be 1R, 1.25 would be 2R, or would be 1.2R, excuse me. So 1.2R target would be 1.25, which would have been right here. It actually would have filled on this candle. So you would have to wait triggered in on this candle. So then waiting 3, 6, 9, 12 minutes later would have been out of the trade for 1.2R. That would have been a great start to the year. Also another opportunity here to get in with the same exact setup. So getting in at 0.65, wait for the pullback, or just have the trade set up, and it gets you in. Actually, if you had the trade set up and weren't filled here for some reason, you would have been filled over here, and then definitely filled through here, and it came nowhere near the 0.15 stop, and then ran right back up. Any number of these candles later, but let's just count if you had gotten in from here. So it would have been 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27 minutes later, gotten filled. And that would have worked out great. Either one of those would have been a really nice trade, a really nice move. We had, this would have been a really nice kind of S curve. So the open that we had here, oh, that's interesting. We do have a bear candle here, so that you could have traded bullish, basically that setup. And let's go look at the call again and see if that actually would have worked. So getting in above the first candle, it would have been really quick on this. So you'd be in this buying at 5, stop down at 4, I guess. Yeah. And your target would be 6.2. And it would have filled. So if you were quick, well, actually, you didn't necessarily have to have it set up immediately as this candle's closing, because you still would have been triggered in on this candle, which technically gave you probably 4 or even 5 minutes to set this up. Buying at 5, stop down at 4, and target of 1.2R. So yeah, I would say SPY actually worked out really nicely right out the gate, for that kind of a move, because it opened up with a gap up, and that's a retest. That's definitely a really nice hammer retest. So yeah, so it looks different on SPX, SPY. Definitely use these two together if that's something you're looking at. Still got the bear candle here. Otherwise, that would have been a great setup to take that candle bearish below there, which you still could have done. I mean, this is something you got to figure out for your own rules and go back in time to see how these things worked out. If you get this kind of candle and we immediately close below, like, sure, get into that, right? That could work, but make sure you figure that out for yourself. So let's just look at it here. So that was 848. So at 848, that was this candle. And so you're getting in basically 0.5 and a stop. You could technically do a stop at 0 and get 2 contracts. So getting at 0.5, and you would have been in already, looking for 1.1 as your target, and it would have filled you at 1.1, same candle right here. So whether you got in at here or getting in on a breakout here would have been the same target, or would have been filled at the same candle. So it would have worked either way. You could have done maybe a tighter stop, getting at 0.5, stopped out 0.15. You could have done 3 contracts. I guess that's the only thing that could have been a little bit better. 3 contracts would have been 0.35 risk on each one, which is losing slightly more than $100, but I think that would maybe be worth taking it. And then your target is still 110, which would have filled here. No, your target would be a little less if you're looking for 3. So your target would be 0.9, around 0.9. So that would have filled you on this candle, actually. A little more than 0.9. Yeah, so with 3 contracts, you could have hit your stop or your target a little lower. I'm just doing 0.5 plus 0.35 and then adding a little bit more. So around 0.9, 0.95, somewhere in there. So I would have filled on this candle. That would have been a little bit lower. And then 0.5 would have worked again to get filled on this candle. Maybe this candle, definitely this candle. And then that would have been something that's like, okay, well, you're playing with house money now. So just hang on for the ride. And sure enough, it was a pretty good ride. I don't know if you would have gotten out at the high of the option, but we were definitely selling off here. This is definitely not exhaustion volume right here, but you can see we made another new low on the day. We're chopping sideways. It's like, okay, what are we really going to do after all of that selling? What are we really going to do here? We started to bounce. So if you were in this and then holding on here, you probably would have tightened your stop up below that, or I think just taking profit. Maybe if you're looking for 2.5 and didn't get it, I'm not sure. But even this was a nice move from 1 to 2 pretty quickly. Anyway, lots of ways to look at this. Some more selling out. We're just been going sideways. Look at this, just sideways. Bearish engulfing mostly. The close was just above the open from last Friday. So yeah, I think we get a rest. I mean, I think whether it's fresh money coming in for a new year or I don't know what, but I mean, this was a big candle with a pretty big move. I would somewhat expect an inside day, inside at least of the wicks, because maybe not the body, but like maybe something like this where we have another candle similar to that, down a little bit. I mean, this close was pretty similar. Well, we were a little higher on the close. Definitely is not a sell-off. Like, was it this one? That was zoomed in too far. Which one is it? This one opened at the near. Oh, I'm looking at SPY again. That's right. And then there was another one over here that opened. I think it was this one opened at 38.51 on SPX. So anyway, there's been some selling this area. I don't know what tomorrow holds, obviously, but we've been going sideways for a while. I would think we need to move out of this range soon. Looked like we were going up today, but we weren't. We obviously didn't. And so if there's more selling, like, we need to really start pushing down. I mean, things have sold off so much on a lot of other tickers, but right now it's like, okay, we've been still up a little bit. What's really going to happen? Like, how far could we go down if we do start selling? I think it needs to happen soon. That's why. That's what I would think. Anyway, hope this helps. This is Justin. Thanks.